Are you ready to take your business to the next level but feel stuck and overwhelmed with all the strategies and tactics out there? Well, you're in the right place. Welcome to the Streamlined to Scale podcast, where we help online business owners just like you go from 6 to 7 figures with ease. I'm Erin, and after years of working with companies to achieve sustainable growth, I've learned that the key to success lies in simplicity. That's why I'm sharing all the secrets to scaling your business without giving up countless hours or dollars. So let's get started on this exciting journey together. Tune in to the Streamlined to Scale podcast, where we're turning business dreams into reality. Welcome back to Streamlined to Scale. I'm Erin, CEO of Premier Virtual Operations, and I'm here with the lovely Tracy Phillips, my friend and the creator and owner of the Testamagical. I'm going to let Tracy tell you a little bit about the Testamagical before we jump in. So over to you, Tracy.
Gosh, Erin, thanks so much. Hello, everybody. I have a 20-year video background and I started in documentaries. And so the Testamagical, which is literally a word smash of testimonial and magical, is 100% done for you remote video testimonial offer. And so that's what it is. I took my interviewing skills from doing documentaries and I turned it into an online business where I literally do it for companies, for solopreneurs, lawyers, doctors, you've named it. We've done a Testamagical for it. Pretty much if you have customers and you know you need video testimonials, but you don't want to do it, that's why you would hire us.
And I have to say, the Testamagicals are amazing. They will move you to tears. They are some of the most phenomenal things I've ever seen. I'm in love with them. And so today, Tracy, we're going to talk a little bit about your journey to the Testamagical and the team that we built you really to get there and the systems behind them. So Tracy came to me, I guess it's been a little over a year now, looking for help, looking for a person, and you had how many team members prior to us hiring for you?
So here we're going to giggle a little bit because I had been trying to hire myself for years. I've been in the online marketing space for 7 years, I think, when we met, because it's been 8. And I had no less than 5 different types of VAs in the US and Canada. And none of them worked out for many reasons. I like to like Taylor Swift. It was probably me. I'm the problem. It's me. But I do also realize after working with Erin that being able to really hone in on what I needed in order to scale and to grow was different from what I thought I needed, which is where working with you and your team to help grow my team has been invaluable.
And I have to bring this up because I always say this to you. Tell me what you said. Remind me what you said when I went to hire for you. No one can do it
but me. There's nobody who can do what I do. And here it was a story I really did have. I am a control freak. But also because I've been in the video production world for so long, I had been in documentaries. I had, I knew all the things. And I really had a hard time letting go of the editing because there's so much storytelling. It's not just chopping and putting graphics on or anything like that. I needed a storyteller. And so I honestly did not think that there was another human on earth who could extract the stories the way that I was doing it. And you should know, I now even want to start looking for another me, another interviewer, right. So
there you go.
So that is growth.
Growth. And now this is the point in the story where we enter Giselle, right?
Sigh of happiness.
Sigh of happiness. Giselle is Tracy's amazing assistant, and we don't call. What do you call her now? I know you settled on it. You said assistant.
Oh my gosh! And I was trying to look it up before because it's my business growth manager.
Business growth manager. I really like that. I know you went back and forth on that for a bit.
And it's important because once Giselle started working for me, I realized she wasn't just checking in and working for me. She was asking questions. She was creating things. She was doing stuff in the background, which I don't want to ever know what she was doing, but I love knowing that it's happening because what I realized with Giselle is she is 100% concerned about us growing together. She completely understands that my dream is her dream and her dream is for this to get bigger so she can manage more editors, more VAs, that type of thing. And so I love, it's been so much better, than I ever could have imagined, but also it just feels so good to have a partnership with her like that.
I love that because I always say that like you need a sustainable hire that provides longevity in your business. And I have met with Giselle several times one-on-one to work on your systems. And she is 100% in your corner. She always wants to know what's going to make your life easier, what's going to make you grow faster. I love and adore that about her. So she's.
Can I dip in for a second though? Like just I hate to interrupt, but I think this is a really important part that maybe other business owners will relate to is what Erin is saying is she and her team meet with Giselle so that I don't have to. And this was the biggest bottleneck is there are so many things as a business owner I needed to do. And so, my back end was messy. It was messy. It was cobbled together like most people's businesses because I had the idea and then I started. And so I really think a differentiator of, using you to hire someone is you are working with her to make my business better. And I get to sit back and do what I do. And that's my zone of genius. And so that I feel like a huge point in the difference of like just hiring someone or like using Erin to help with the systems and hiring.
Yes, 100%. I think that is one of the beautiful things about our program. We like to think at least is that the systems are part of it and we actually walk them through it. And of course, they come back to you and check before they do any major changes. But still, Giselle was great. She has everything set up. So let's talk a little bit about you learning to let go and how quickly it happened with Giselle and how you got to that point. I think that's important for people.
It happened almost right away for a couple of reasons is something that you and I did together and your team helped me with is the vetting process of actually finding Giselle was much different than me just putting it out there and like hiring the person who was like, I can do that, but they couldn't. And so we did a test at it because again, what I loved about how we hired is, what are the top 3 things? And for me, editor was number 1, and that is not easy to find. And editing is not, yes, it can be taught, but again, we're not talking about just chopping some footage together. There's a storytelling element, and it's really important for you to be a certain type of human. And so we put a test clip out there. And when Giselle's came back, what did I say? I had tears in my eyes because I was like, I think I edited that. Was that mine? Did I edit that? Like to the point where she even animated a logo, which wouldn't have been her job, but she did it because she was like, she looked up what the Test Magical was and was like, okay, this is a clip. And so it was so good. It was so good. And she's so willing to grow. So I let go pretty quickly of that. And I mean, I still struggle sometimes, but then,
as we all do.
But then I'll look at another clip. We just edited something for someone. And this person on the interview was phenomenal. I thought they were phenomenal, but Giselle edited 2 or 3 clips because she was like, you know what? Let's just give them more. Which is very me, right? Like we have all this great footage. Let's give the client more. And so now they have 3 clips, right? And so having that storytelling aspect, but also being able to look at an interview and say like, this is a good interview, right? Not just, I have to get 90 seconds out of this. I'll just pull this first part.
She understands the concept and the whole idea behind what you're trying to do, which is one of the things we for sure love about her. So tell me, because people are trying to avoid team turnover, right? We're trying to build those sustainable long-term teams. So tell me how you focus on that with Giselle and how you convince her to stick with you. And 100% Giselle is a huge Tracy fan. They have built such a relationship that it makes me tear up every time one of them talks about the other one. So can you tell us a little bit more about that?
I'm laughing because it's never occurred to me to like convince her to stay. I feel like, we have our weekly meetings. We're always like, she always comes with such great questions. And what I love about Giselle is sometimes she's creating things that like, I would never in a million years, because it's not how my brain works, create for the business, but they're necessary. So she's tapping into her other resources and saying, have you ever thought about doing this, or creating a list of topics that maybe I could talk about if I want to do some more YouTube videos, or like things that she's thinking ahead, not just doing the task that's asked of her. And I think that is a huge differentiator of anybody else I've ever hired, is they're not just phoning it in to get the paycheck. Like she's full-time. We gave her a raise. I give her an internet allowance. We talk about she needed a better computer, right? I gave her a loan for that computer because so like it's a relationship that continues to grow. because she wants to grow with the company, but also just I'm hoping that and this is something, Erin, you've helped me with too, is like, I want to be a good boss. I just put it in air quotes because it's hard for me to think of myself that way. So I read leadership books. I want to make sure that I'm listening and I'm making it a good environment, a healthy environment. And one of the things that touches my heart, and I'm going to get a little teary-eyed, is for the past year, Giselle and I have been working on her not asking for time off, telling me when she's taking time off. And this is huge.
Very hard. Yeah.
So so here's the thing, learning culturally about her. And she's telling me that when I think she was a chemistry major or whatever it's like she worked for someone that if you called in sick, they would come and check to make sure you were actually sick. So she's coming from an environment where they don't believe you or they want you to be working. And so I have had this beautiful, almost I don't know what you want to call it, awakening of learning about her culture, but also saying okay, well, here are my strengths. One is I like to nap. I don't like to work more than 5 hours a day. I don't want you working more than 5 hours a day. I'm going to pay you for the 40 hours a week, but getting over you don't have to work the hours I'm awake. In fact, I would prefer if you don't, because then I can feedback. So much I've learned and realized that is what a good relationship looks like, right? That is why I think she wants to continue to stick with Team Tracy, is because I care about her as a human.
Yep.
She's not a worker to me. She's not an employee. She's a partner in my business.
A part. Yeah.
Yeah. I truly believe that Giselle is making my business better.
Yes. Yeah. 100%. And so now you have Giselle on board. Into the Test-O-Magical, for one thing, more into the Test-O-Magical, we'll say, because it was always a thing, but you've really went all in on it with her help. But also team expansion. You have brought on a few other people.
Well, now we're now we're to the point where I want Giselle to be doing what she loves to do. She says she likes to edit, so we'll keep her in editing, but now she can be the head editor. Right. Now we're expanding into, okay, we have enough work coming in that we need other editors, and they come in on a project base. But here's where, again, we bring in an editor. I don't have to micromanage this person. Why? Because we have SOPs.
You have SOPs?
Part of every piece of anything. And Giselle is updating them. Before it was, we would do 60 seconds or less. Well, Instagram now is 90 seconds or less. So we had to change. We're okay, now the individual clips can be 90 seconds or less. And so that, without me even knowing, that magically got changed in the SOPs.
I know, it's great.
It's so great. It's so great. But it's also when we're hiring and we're looking for an editor on a project basis to say, here's how we do everything. Here's some samples. And if you have any questions, Giselle can help you with those. And here's it's really nice to be able to say we can expand and grow. And here's the other thing is we did a project-based one with an editor who didn't work out because they weren't a natural storyteller. And for me, the thing was, that's okay. Now we realize when we're looking for someone, let's do a test clip. I didn't do a test clip with them, right? Giselle's well, did you do a test clip? And I'm I didn't.
Giselle knows the process.
Giselle knows, right? And so forever now, I probably will just in the SOPs even just have some raw footage and whatever, send me this clip to apply for this position. And so it's been amazing. And again, keep growing on the back end and being able to focus on the Test-O-Magical. When Giselle came on, I was offering a lot of different things in a lot of different places. It was exhausting. I don't know how she stuck with me because for me, it was chaotic in my brain. And now we're focusing down. And it's really nice to be able to say nope, this is what we do.
This is what you do. And she's there to help you get to the next level.
Oh yeah.
I think people don't realize sometimes that the return on investment they get from their team, that they can expand so much.
I don't even think of but again, Giselle, she's not a cost to my business. She's not my business would not be where it is without Giselle. So when we talk about return on investment is bonuses. Giselle just found a way to save money. And I am right now trying to figure out how much she has saved me so I can bonus her that every month.
Yes.
I haven't told her yet, but the fact that she found a way to do something that literally is probably saving me about $100 a month. And I didn't ask her to do that. She was like, hey, you want to try this? And then she wanted you to say, hey, look at it and see. And I was like, it looks better than like what I'm paying. And she was like, oh, great. Okay, great. And so,
yeah. I love it because I think that's the part of building the team culture, really, that for growth, you'll hear me say that a lot, the culture for growth is really that long-term goal of the team member, that they're not that team member revolving door of team members that we see so often, where they're not invested in your business and they're not looking for ways to save or to grow or to expand. And I think it's important to have a team member that sees themselves with you 5, 10, 25 years from now.
I call it, like I think they call it quiet quitting, or you can call it whatever you want. I call it just phoning it in, meaning they're just doing the bare minimum to get the paycheck or whatever it is. And so I'm not interested in that. And that's not going to help I love the word culture and growth culture, because truly on so many different ways, like people talk about culture all the time and business culture, and I want to place it, but you have to really think about that from your own perspective. It was like, what does that look like? Like, I rejoice when Giselle tells me when she's like, this is what she gets like my kudos for, is like, I know she does a good job and I try and remind her all the time. But like when she does things like that, where she's being more of a partner in the business and less of an employee, or even less than that, right? Is like, I
love it. I love it. And Giselle loves you. She tells me constantly. So tell me where people can find you, how people can check out this amazing Testamagical.
Yeah.
They have to check it out.
So we're moving over to testamagical.com, but it's not there yet. So for the meantime, it's videos with an S, madeeasy.com. So videosmadeeasy.com will bring you to the Testamagical page. And so that will give you all the information about the Testamagical. Any of the buttons you click on there will bring you to a calendar page. You can always hop on with me and chit chat, because it's a conversation of logistics and how many people, and I love meeting new people. So yes, automated and set up because of Giselle.
And we will link that in the show notes. If nothing else, people have to just check it out to see the amazing thing that you and Giselle have created. It's phenomenal. I can't say enough good things about it. Thank you so much for joining me today. If you need a Testamagical, reach out to Tracy. If you need testimonies for your business, reviews, or you just want an awesome human, because she is, reach out.
But also, I will tell, we've been using them also for recruiting. If you're recruiting for your business, recruiting, onboarding, there are so many different ways.
There's so many uses.
Many to use them. Yeah.
I love them. I can't say enough good things about it. So be sure you check out Tracy and Giselle and their work. And thank you guys so much for listening. We'll see you next week. Thanks for tuning in to the Streamlined to Scale podcast. We hope you gained valuable insights on scaling and streamlining your business. If you enjoyed this episode, please be sure to subscribe and leave us a review on your favorite podcast platform. Remember, growing your online business can be easy. By focusing on developing lean, effective teams, creating simple systems, and implementing smart business practices, you can take your business to the next level. And if you're ready to take action and start growing your business today, head over to our website at premiervirtualoperations.com to learn more about our services and how we can help you reach your business goals. Thanks again for listening, and we'll see you in the next episode of Streamlined to Scale.